Hello, and welcome to the Swole Initiative Network. You are currently watching the Fables of Gahlia, the correct way to start your weekend off. So thank you for being here. We have a ton of chaos planned for tonight, so let's get through some brand partner announcements so that we can jump in. Stacks, take it away.
Awesome. Swole only rolls with Norse Foundry's amazing gemstone and metal dice. Also, all of our featured music comes from the free library available on Apple Music and Spotify by the one and only Norse Foundry. Use the code SWOLE, SWOLE, to save 10% at norsefoundry.com.
Awesome. And Betty.
Yeah. So you guys should check out the Indomitable Dogmite. Wow, I'm a little sick, so that was really hard for me to get out. Anyway, the Indomitable Dogmite supplies all of our luxury tabletop accessories in solid and natural stained woods, like you've never seen them before. So go over to dogmite.com and see these true champions of creativity. You can also check out some of their beautiful creative work in the square where Jay is sat. You can see the beautiful DM screen that was made custom just for him, as well as the lovely little dice rolling tray there. It's got feet.
We love those feet.
Speaking of feet,
That's not good.
Clip it.
All right, you guys, it is time to give a special thank you and shout out to our next sponsor of the evening. Say it with me, Griffin Co. I'm going to get that vibrato down at some point. Anyway, all of our 3D printed and custom terrain stuff that you see on our show is from Griffin Co. If you would like to get on this action, just go on over to griffinco.com and use the promo code SWOLE22 at checkout and receive 22% off of your order.
Awesome, which leaves us with Ashley.
That's me. Hello. I am here to tell you all about it's freaking Hero Forge. They are fully custom player minis, come from the awesome Hero Forge. Design yours today at heroforge.com.
Awesome. Other things. We have a giveaway goal for subscriptions. We like them because they pay for the things that we do on the network. So thank you for everyone that helps support us. If you are able to sub, then it goes towards the giveaway goal. The giveaway goal is currently 40. Gifted subs also go towards it if you feel inclined, as well as Prime subs. Prime subs are free as long as you have a Prime account. You can subscribe to one channel per month. It doesn't re-up, but it does remind you. If you choose to use that on us, then thank you so much for choosing us to have your one Prime subscription. But all of those goes towards the subscription goal. When we hit it, we will be unleashing a giveaway in the chat for a Griffin Co. care package. Several of those went out a couple of weeks ago, and everyone is over the moon with them. So more stuff like that. I usually have a box of it right next to me, but I actually tidied, so it's over there. But it's good stuff, like rolling trays and corpse minis and all sorts. So that's what we'll be doing then. Other things, if you are a subscriber, then first of all, thank you. Second of all, you can roll along with the players by using !roll in the chat to roll a d20 and see how you fare against everything. Other than that, there are flex points. Flex points, you'll notice that there is a flexing arm at the bottom left of your chat window. If you click on that, you can spend 1,000 channel points, which you get just for free by racking up hours of watching us. And you can spend that on one player per stream. Well, I got it right the last time. I did it really well. You get to spend 1,000 points on each player once per stream. There you go. And when 10 of you guys mob one player, they will get a flex point, which they'll get a flexing arm in their window, and means that they get to basically like have a side door to the rule of cool in order to enact some pretty cool narrative moments. So yes, so team up in the chat on as to who gets that point, who you think needs it. And yes, lastly, if you're new here, then hey, it's us. Thank you for venturing here. And if you're not already, go ahead and click that follow button. It is completely free and it helps us out a ton. And you get a character rolled on the screen for you as well. So yeah, bonus. Last thing, YouTube. We are all current with our YouTube currently, so you can go and watch previous episodes. Once they leave Twitch, they go over to YouTube, and you can subscribe there for freebies. Yes, that is it, I believe. So, yeah, guess there's nothing else to do except roll the trailer for the next episode of the Fables of Gahlia. And welcome back. So, last time we is that two songs playing at once?
I don't know. Are there?
Yes, but I don't know where it's coming from.
Remix.
Wicca.
Let me.
He's got 2 turntables and a microphone.
Got 2 tracks playing, and I don't know where it is.
Man, I don't listen to enough Beck anymore.
There we go.
Right?
Okay. Sorry, the BPMs were different, and it was really screwing with me.
It's like when you hear your own voice on a delay.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Last time on the Fables of Gahlia, you guys had made it to the Tall Order hotel, as I guess we're calling it now, and had eventually picked out rooms, adjacent rooms that are joined. You guys had gotten cleaned up, had discussions about getting cleaned up, and went your separate ways for the evening, with Jarek and Lost going out for the evening, shortly followed by Kaya and Rhapsody, and Lily. I keep thinking of people's names, not their characters. Lily went off to the graveyard, obviously. And our other two girls, Adeline and Rose, had a girly, sisterly night in before Adeline was reminded of the power that she's missing out on. And as everyone fell to sleep, Adeline took it upon herself to go over to the bag of holding and take out the vial of druidite dust before retreating back to bed. And that's where we will pick up as the sun rises and morning comes in. One thing I will have Adeline do is make another Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
For reasons.
For reasons. 15.
15. Though it seems like the anxiety and the anticipation of what you hold in your hand grips you tightly, you are able to eventually fall to sleep. And so you do gain the effects of a long rest, as do the rest of you, unless lost you feel like your was it Night at Bernie's evening was was eventful enough for you not to have rested. But other than that, you guys have your long rest for the evening. Morning is coming. What are we doing?
I think as soon as Adeline hears me stirring, she is jolted awake and immediately goes to, hello kitty, stash her stash the vial in the coin purse that she has acquired.
As you go to place that vial into the bag, it doesn't go past the strings. It's being pushed out, almost like repelling magnets.
I
So there's
see.
that little force that's kind of just pushing it back out, and yeah, and it reminds you of a particular enchantment where this is a coin purse.
Okay, gotcha. I think she'll curse softly to herself and then like stow it away in an inside pocket of her vest that is probably folded very neatly over a chair for her in the morning as she kind of gets up and plays it off as she's like, oh, good morning. Do you sleep well?
I slept like a rock. Did you sleep well?
So good. Oh, it's good to be in a comfy bed.
Yeah,
Finally.
it is much better than the ground.
Yes.
And clean.
Oh, God, we're so clean. It feels so nice.
Yes, it's
God,
wonderful.
I know it's expensive, but I think it's been worth it just to feel human again, a half elf again, whatever you are again.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, we better figure out what today brings, because I'm not sure we should keep spending this much money every night.
Oh. Agreed. Though, Rose, I haven't told the others, but I have recently come into a bit of money. So, an additional resource to at least help with these things and maybe allow us some comforts that we might otherwise pass over. If you'll, I would like to help. You've been more than generous.
I feel like, I kind of hold money for other people too, whether it's mine or not. It's kind of just everybody's. Like at the temple, we kind of all pull everybody's resources into one and take care of everyone.
Oh, yes, I think I've heard my father cursing about people like that.
Well, it's always good to take care of everybody.
Yes. No, I agree. I think that makes a lot of sense. Well, in that sense, I would also like to take care of everybody. I know that we've a road ahead of us still to get back to the Institute, so I don't want to stretch things too thin, but I also would like for us to sleep in beds when possible.
Okay. Well, I trust your judgment on this. You're more of a traveler than I've ever been.
I feel like we're probably evenly matched in that. But yes, we both know. You know what? We both know exactly what we're doing about the things that we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have to know. I just have to keep going. Yeah.
Right. Like, there's no reason to be nervous. I'm not nervous. Are you nervous? Because, there's a lot of nervous energy here, and I know it's not coming from me because I'm not nervous.
Well, I don't tend to get nervous, really. I understand that things happen the way that they're supposed to because that's the way fate wills it, and I am a servant to the goddess of fate, so I don't get really nervous about what's coming. I just assume it's supposed to.
God, what an outlook. I envy you. You don't question if every single thing you're doing is the right thing every second of every day.
Gods, no.
I thought
Who
everyone
has that kind of time?
Good question. We certainly don't. When are we supposed to go meet Davith?
This morning.
Oh, well, we should gather the others and go out. I heard ambling about early in the morning and late in the night. I'm really not sure which. I'm worried they're going to be a bit out of sorts.
Well, I mean, we can assume at least one of them definitely is.
Yes,
it's a pattern.
true.
Yeah.
Shall we wake them?
Sure. How do we want to do that? Do we want to... Oh. Well... I don't... Do you have...
I can't do it! I know what you were going to say, and no, I can't do it!
But you have... You do have some elven magic. I saw it.
I can... I have an idea.
Okay.
Let's sneak in there.
Okay.
And I will use the spell I have to wake Lostroth.
Is it gonna... Okay, I trust you. Let's go.
Great. And we'll sneak to the little connecting door, and I want to just peek through. I figure like Scooby-Doo style, we're like on top of each other's heads. And I want to use Mage Hand to smack Lostroth as hard as possible.
Okay. So technically, it can't attack.
I think you don't see me in there.
You're stealth sleeping? Are you not in there? Oh, one of those nights.
Losteroth is an elf, so he meditates for 4 hours a day. But I think I'm actually passed out on the balcony. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Actually,
Adeline, just make a perception check for me.
Okay. 9.
9. Okay. You see, well, I won't speak for the other two, Rhapsody and Kaya. Did you guys make it to bed? Sound? You didn't go quite as hard as Jarek and Lost?
I don't think we actually ended up going out. We talked about it, and then we did one of those things that, you know, like sometimes, I won't say old married couples, but like maybe middle-aged married couples that have kids, they talk about like big plans of going out, and then by the time they ended up getting around to getting ready, and then it's just like, you know what, it's getting kind of late. I don't really feel like I'm kind of tired. So
Okay. All right. Dope. So you would see those two in their beds, and you would see Jarek or Jarek's feet as they're over the top of the bed as he's slumped off of it onto the ground, and his hat is just placed on his boot.
And I think Jarek is wearing all his clothes, plus Lost fine clothes as well.
I was about to say that he'd be wearing your zoot suit jacket.
Zoot jacket.
I guess the mage hand goes and kind of like lifts up the covers and doesn't see anything. Like, I don't know. I don't even see him. God, there's a smell
Locked under the
in
covers
here.
of Jarek. She lifts the covers up. No.
But yeah, Lost's bed is empty.
Can I look and see? Because I'm going with her. I'm not.
Yeah, if you poke your head underneath, yes.
Can I look and see if I see where Lost is?
Sure. Make a
Sure.
perception check.
Oh no, I don't ever roll this low. 11.
11. No, you don't see him.
Well, I guess he didn't come back.
I'm sure he's fine.
Oh well.
Probably still drinking, to be honest.
I'm going. Oh well, we gotta wake everybody up anyway, and so I will cast light on my shield. Wake
What
up,
time is
everyone!
it? What time is it? Is it like?
Morning.
It's sunrise, so
I feel like I would be awake by now. Anyway, maybe not completely like up and at 'em, but I feel like I would be awake at least
just
a little
kind of
bit.
scrolling. While
Yeah,
I open.
kind of doing that. I'm kind of watching all this take place. I'm kind of just watching what all this going on in the room.
Okay.
Thinking, I didn't know we could just walk in each other's rooms.
Adeline, make a stealth check.
Nat 20, baby!
For a
20.
total of.
Oh. I believe it's 25. 25.
25.
Wow.
Holy crap. All right. Kaya, roll a perception check.
Okay.
Let's go, baby. PvP.
23.
Ooh.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. And I have a +7 too, so
so close. Okay, yeah. So you don't hear the door go, but you are conscious.
okay.
So with the door already open, Rose, you're able to scoot inside, and all of a sudden, the whole room, which had the curtains drawn over the balcony and things, is flooded with daylight.
Good morning.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Good morning,
whoa.
everybody.
What?
The sun has
all
not
right.
had a chance to come in here, so I brought it to you.
Well,
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you.
Come
Thank-
on,
yeah,
chop chop.
thank
We've an
you.
appointment to make this morning.
I'm ready.
Places to go, people to meet,
ready.
dignitaries to
Court?
grace
Yeah.
court. Well,
Dignitate.
I might be taking things a bit too far.
I don't mean in a love sense, but maybe in a, I don't know what you call it. I won't say political sense either, because it's not politics. It's just we wanna make friends with them.
Right. We
Ingratiate ourselves to them, almost. Yes.
Mhm.
good word.
I think that's what you said originally. Yep.
All right, get your clothes on. Or
Is Lost not
figure
here?
out who's.
Does
Did he not
anyone-
come back?
I just don't see him.
Jarek is still flat out,
Oh.
like unconscious.
I'll go poke his shoulder, like, gently.
I'm gonna get up and go open the curtains to let some actual normal
Wait.
sunlight in.
When you open the curtains, so basically what happened was Lost is in his loincloth because Jarek won all the gambling games and took everybody's clothes. And so I climbed in and I went into my meditative pose on my knees facing outwards. And I think the alcohol hit and I just leaned forward and just went splat. And so basically I'm braced against the railing. So when you open the curtains, all you see is some luscious Lost ass in the air.
It's, like a full moon with the sunrise. Is that what you're saying?
And like my face is against the railing. I'm just like passed out, like
Just a milky white celestial body.
with very tasteful scarification and tattoos. Yeah.
And I'm gonna go over and tap him on the shoulder. It's like, hey buddy, I think it's time to get up.
And I shake awake, and all you hear is just, Jarek's a cheater. He's using his magic. He's taking everybody's clothes, and I just fall back asleep.
No, I won't do that. I'll lean him back. And kind of flip him around. And then just kind of kick him. You say, it's time to get up. We got to go meet with the people. Quit messing around.
And he starts kicking me, and all you see is Lost just go, I'm not paying extra for this.
All right, I'm gonna walk back in, and I'm gonna go get Rose. It was like, all right, it's your turn. I'm done.
Oh,
Rosie poking Jarek's shoulder,
Mr. Darcy.
and he starts moving his shoulder, like pulling away from you, and then comes to with, "It wasn't me." What?
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. And he picks his hat off of his boot, kind of puts it on all disheveled, and his hair's kind of like wiry underneath and things. It's
Late night?
I would tell you, but I don't remember.
Oh. Well, that's a shame.
Whose clothes are these?
I don't know. I've never seen them before.
I've never owned a zoot suit. They're tacky.
Well, I see Losteroth naked, so maybe some of them belong to him.
He's kind of always like that, though, isn't he?
Right. I have partial flashbacks. Yes, let me disrobe partially to just my robes, which are apparently underneath.
Good.
So he starts taking off Lost's fine clothes, folding them, putting them on his bed.
I think I'm awake now because the bright daylight is starting to give me a splitting headache. Like my eyes are peeping open, and I'm like, oh my god. And then it dawns on me that we've got a meeting. So I scramble up. I snatch the clothes from Jarek. I just like shove my nose in it and take a big sniff. And I go, good enough. And I start putting it back on.
You see Jarek will see you do the sniff test and things, and will just kind of trace out some sigils in the air, and smells lemony fresh.
Ooh.
There's not many bathhouses on the road, so you pick up a trick or two.
All
Must be
right.
nice.
So I'll get snazzed up in my fine clothes.
Right, I'm gonna go get dressed while the rest of you make yourselves decent, but we should meet in the lodge shortly.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll see you in the lobby shortly.
I'm just gonna go and grab her clothes, being very careful to gently cradle her vest where the vial is, and go to the bathroom to get dressed. And as she does, I think she'd like to just open the vial and just dip very lightly in, and just kind of almost like a perfume, kind of put a little bit just on like the inside of her arm, enough her sleeve's gonna cover it, and not nearly as much as last time, but just a little something in case she needs it.
Okay. So as you take the dust out and just smile uncontrollably, you dab it on. You watch as it sinks into the skin, giving off that glow before sinking further in. It feels good. You sort of, everything in your body that you didn't realize was so tight just kind of relaxes a little bit. However, your eyes glow with that teal glow. Not as vividly as when you dumped the whole vial in last time, but there is a slight pulsing glow of teal to your usually blue eyes.
Okay. They probably won't notice. She's gonna make sure to conceal that in her vest as well as possible.
You do feel a small amount of power return to you.
Fantastic. Ooh, she's actually, in that case then, oof, do I want to do this? To make sure that things are secure, she's going to place the vial on one of her inner pockets in her vest and then just run her finger across it and cast Mending to seal it shut.
As you do, the seam disappears.
But it's still, I can still feel it there, like inside.
It's there.
the
Yep.
vest. Great.
Yep. The opening of the pocket has been sealed.
All right. All right. She's going to head down to the lobby.
Okay.
Roz, are you ready to go?
Whoever thought of morning meetings should be stabbed?
Well, I mean,
Very
the
bad.
meeting might not take place like first thing. we might have a little while to like get completely woke up. You know how it was whenever we got up for early morning exercises. That sometimes we stood around waiting for everyone to show up before we started. We kind of standing there in a formation and waiting for the exercise leader to show up. Sometimes they would, kind of like a hurry up and wait type situation. Maybe that's what we're doing this morning.
You do know all of those instructors show up late just to make us work on our patience, right?
Yeah, but I think it worked with me. I found it very, very meditative to kind of get into a zone before they showed up. So I think it actually worked.
From the bathroom, you hear Lost yell out, "Kaya, keep talking. I need a little more time to finish my braids."
Well, I mean, I can certainly do that. I talk pretty much without any issues. I can just kind of keep talking, as long as you need me to. I don't usually do it like on command, but I don't mind carrying on conversations. How are you doing your braids today, Lost? Are you doing 2, or are you just doing 1? Or are you doing, maybe 2 braided together?
Rhapsody, you as you start sort of collecting your things together, you see that the dagger, the gem on the edge of the dagger, is slowly thrumming with that deep red glow.
He wrote back again.
Ooh, quorum?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll let you read it in private. You can tell me if you want me to know.
All right. Lost, are you almost done? I would like to take another bath before we get out of these.
I step out and I look pretty decent for a banger of a night out with Jarek. Yeah. Yes.
I think you probably have a lot of practice at that, so it's not a big deal. To look good after a hard night. It's just what you do, so it doesn't affect you the next day like it would me or Roz or maybe Rose or Lily or Adeline or pretty much anybody else except for you.
Yes.
Jarek kind of walks up to Lost and just kind of says under his breath, "I think he's hitting on you. What did I tell you about him?"
I mean, he was the one who opened up the balcony curtains first.
I can hear you, and I didn't even know you were out there. I didn't know you were out there. I was opening up the curtains to kind of help with the light in the room, even though it was all blinding from Rose's shield. I wanted some natural light. And
Kaya was the only one who took up my offer for early morning stretches in our loincloths.
That's because I was learning a little bit about how to fight in the way that you fight. And I was wearing my normal clothes. I wasn't in my loincloth.
Anyway, I think we should clear the bathroom so that Rhapsody can use it.
I mean, my normal clothes are it's a kilt now.
All of us.
Oh. All right, Roz, I think the bathroom's yours. I got him out.
Thank you. And he's gonna gather his dagger and then take the clothes that he'll change into the bathroom and then start that. And while the water's getting hot, he'll take off the I was going to say the tip. The end of the dagger.
The pommel, I believe
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
That's the pommel.
The pommel. And then read the message if there's one in there.
Yes. So as you pull out, basically what you noticed is it's basically the same piece of paper that goes in and goes out, but the message is transferred every time. Which makes sense with, his sort of underground network, the way of messaging and things. Everything is kept like it's just intended for the recipient, and that's it. And then once it's read and then flipped over, written on the back and pushed back in, it disappears again. As you unroll the parchment in there, there is a message from Coram that reads, one second. Teach you everything, darling. I'd be more than happy to. But I do hope that you can teach this old dog a few things or two as well. What would you like to know?
As expected, I'll put the message back in, seal it back, and then probably a quicker bath, since it's not like days and days of traveling in, or like a long time traveling in the wilderness, I guess. But get ready and then come down with the others.
Sure. Okay. Everyone can kind of come down to the lobby. That was funny. I heard the cat hit the ground and then watched it at the same time. That was odd. You go down to the lobby. There's actually a breakfast that's being put on. Yes.
I would like to do something before I go down, not to keep us here forever.
Yeah, okay. Everyone else is going down to the breakfast hall. There's a ton of different things available. It's not just a shitty continental breakfast. There are actually there are cured meats and things. There are pastries, fruits, everything that you can think of that you would need.
Is there an omelet bar though?
An omelet bar.
You know what? Yeah, sure. They only serve Dragonborn.
That saves a continental breakfast every time.
He didn't hear you.
Dragonborn.
Nope.
I'm sorry, what?
Got away with that one. So, yes, you can help yourself to your eggs and things. Rose, what would you like to do?
So I would like to do something I've never done before. So I'm gonna wait until Adeline and Lily go on down to meet everyone and tell them that I'll be down in a minute. And then I'm gonna sit down on the floor and I'm gonna cast divination.
Okay. Remind me the wording, please.
There has to be like an offering, which we didn't discuss ahead of time, but your magic and your offering put you in contact with your god or god's servants. You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. The GM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be short phrase or cryptic rhyme or omen. The spell doesn't take into account an impossible circumstance that might change the outcome, such as casting of additional spells or the loss or gain of a companion. Okay. And it's incense. I know we don't really focus on components as much, but incense and a sacrificial offering appropriate to your religion, together with at least 25 gold pieces.
So what do you think you would offer to Eastus?
I am going to offer the wildflowers that I've been drying. and I've been literally picking up along the road this entire time. So I'm going to take some of the wildflowers and kind of crush them in my hand, and put them under the incense.
Okay. And how do you think it looks when you cast divination, as you've never done this before?
I think within the dusting of the petals, the dried petals, she's gonna start like tracing runes that she's seen her whole life that are associated with like what she's learned with Eastus and her religion. And every time she traces a rune and completes it, it like lights up into this like golden light and then disappears into the petals, and then she traces another one, and then this is kind of like a pattern. And then when she's done, she places both hands on either side of her offering, and her eyes turn golden, and like a golden circle of runes appear around her.
Beautiful. Nothing to add, no notes. As you do that, the sort of runes, the golden runes around you in almost this spell circle, but more religious than that. They get brighter and brighter with every pulse of light. It's brighter until it's blinding in your eyes, and all you see is just this golden white in front of you. And then it drops. And you are in a familiar place. Completely black around you, except for this almost golden spotlight that cascades from seemingly forever away. There's this small ring of light around you. And as you look up and your eyes come back to focus, you see a tapestry in front of you. And as you're looking across, you're seeing world events that you've read about in history books. And as you're scanning your way across the tapestry, as you continue to kind of push over to the right-hand side, you see one of Eastus' forms. You see the matron as she stands poised, graceful, in these beautifully put together like golden. It's almost like the jacket that you the like riding jacket and things that you would wear before you picked up your new clothes, with sort of frilled shoulders and things that comes into a small curved jacket with tails behind it, and then a long skirt that touches the floor, and a ruffled blouse underneath it. And she stands maybe 10 feet higher than you in this form. Hands clasped together, she turns to you and crooks her head to one side. What would you like to ask?
Hello. You know I'm very committed to serving you and everything that you want me to do. I just wanted to take this time to not only thank you, for everything you've given me, but also ask you a question. The companions that we're with at this time, I know that you've brought them to our side. I trust that. I've noticed something with Adeline. Is she also fate touched?
She lifts one hand towards the tapestry, trying to think how to answer this with the restrictions on it of the spell. She swipes a little far away from the tapestry, but she swipes and motions. The whole thing just starts like skipping through time over, and then she puts out a hand and it stops on this one piece of tapestry. And she motions towards it. And as you start to look towards it, you see in the tapestry, made, like woven in, an image of Eastus clasping the what's it called? The golden thread that she has to traverse planes. And she is scooping Lily up, like laying back on her back. She's scooping her up out of a small boat. She motions and says, "This is the fate touched."
Just Lily?
Is that your next question?
I don't know how many I actually get.
You can make just a wisdom check.
Okay. Okay. Just my wisdom modifier?
Yeah.
24.
Or religion even, but with 24. 24, you would know now by the symbolism that she gave that the fate touched are the ones who are bestowed sort of the ultimate offering by Eastus. Those people that you read about because you never actually saw anyone granted this. But the people who would make pilgrimages to the Temple of Eastus to ask for things to be changed or things to be like looked at, like, is this actually what it's fated to be? Because if not, then we need it changed. You never saw anyone granted it until you had Lily's broken body. Those are the fate touched.
Okay. I don't know how much time I get with you. This is the first time I've gotten to speak with you this way. I am worried about Lily. That's not a question, and I know it, but I know you know all things, and I trust you. And I don't know where Lily's fate lies, but I trust that you do.
She motions her hand and swipes again, and years pass by in an instant, and she throws her hand up again, and you see an area of the tapestry that is torn.
Like my visions.
Exactly like your visions. But this is the after effects The memories of watching that dripping copper ichor covered skeletal form clawing and tearing at the tapestry floods into your mind as you see this. And oh, she can't answer that. Okay. But she for a moment, that poised matronly form has, and just because your insight is super high, she has like a small sliver of concern across her face.
Are you able to tell me, am I on the right path?
Is that the next question?
I don't think I get a bunch of questions. Like, honestly, I think it's like
I think it's 3, right?
No, I think it's just the one.
Oh, it is just 1.
Yeah. So I don't want to like...
Okay. So you were asking what?
Am I on the right path?
She motions to the tear in the tapestry and says, all paths seem uncertain now. Trust your gut.
You guard the past, you guard the present, and you guard the future. And I trust you.
She nods her head very slowly, respectfully.
And I would like full bow. Thank you.
And as you say thank you, the runes appear around you once more and start to pulse again brighter and brighter and brighter before blinding you and coming back down, and you are back in the room at the Tall Order.
I am going to clean up because I'm sure the floor now has like ash and petals and things. I know it gets consumed, but I don't know what gets left behind. So I would like clean that up so there's not like weird activity evidence that, you know, coming in this room. Clean that up, and then I would I guess I would just gather my things and head down. I'm trying not to metagame anything, so I'm really just gonna like... Okay, so I'm gonna head down to meet everyone else.
Okay. No problem. So the party is reunited at the I don't know what to call it.
The lobby.
Yeah, but it's not. It's like the hall for food.
Right.
But I don't want to call it a feeding hall because that sounds a bit trough-esque.
Dining?
But, yeah. Dining hall. Thank you. Yes. Words. The weekly challenge for me.
Guys, are you done with your bath rods or whatever you were doing? I think we're about to walk down, or at least, you know, I think I'm the only one left.
Yes. Yes.
All right. You know, I've been meaning to ask. You know, how are you doing?
Fair.
What do you mean by that? It's very neither good nor bad kind of a thing. But you did have a little smirk when you said it, so.
I mean, this has been very interesting past few days, to say the least.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's getting difficult to see how things will turn out exactly. I mean, if I had the choice, I would have done things a lot different back when we were in the mines. But
In what way do you mean?
well, with the wings and everything, I
Oh, yeah.
didn't want to lose you, but it seemed like the only option.
You shouldn't second guess yourself. You did what you. I'm not saying you didn't do right. I'm not just saying this to bolster, you to make you feel better. You should never second guess yourself. You did what you thought was the right thing to do in the moment, whether it was right or wrong, or whatever. We're not gonna judge it. It was the right thing at the time. So.
True, but I mean, you've heard the rest of the party. They've kind of glamorized the idea of flying. There wasn't really any glamour with how I was treated growing up, looking the way I do.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. But, I don't think, I think they glamorize it because it's neat to them, and they've never thought negatively of someone because of what they look like, or at least that's not the way they're, since we've known them, there's been no judgment like that. So I don't think they ever considered that there was a deeper reason why you were hiding your wings.
I mean, I don't...
If you don't want to ever use them again, you don't have to, and it doesn't matter. But if you do, there's no judgment either way from any of us. I can promise you that. At least you know how I feel. I've known about your wings for years, but I don't care if you keep them hidden forever.
No, you're right. I mean, I don't sense judgment from the others.
But I understand. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Hard to separate the two. But thank you for checking on me. I appreciate it.
Of course. We haven't talked much since.
I mean, I think that's in the eyes of the beholder. We haven't talked to each other much.
Well, you stay quiet sometimes, and I have so many people to talk to, and I don't want to monopolize your time, so I spread it around.
I mean, I do enjoy people watching, and I actually, don't tell in the others, but I do actually enjoy your stories. And
well, it's not like you haven't heard them all. There's probably a few that I haven't, told you, but maybe once. You might hear some of those again, but maybe I'll remember something that you haven't heard yet, and then it'll surprise you someday. And that's one thing I'll say that you were always such a good friend and to listen. And if you weren't interested, you pretended you were. And I'll always appreciate that.
Well, to be fair, there really wasn't any pretending. You were very new to the monastery, and honestly, I had never met anyone like you before that day. Everyone kind of has the same mentality after a bit. But you definitely brought something new that I hadn't seen before.
I like, and I learned a lot from you too, in the sense of I'd never met anyone like you. I mean, it was, I think our relationship has just been, honestly, I didn't really think of it as fate before I met Rose and Lily, but I think maybe there's something to that with regard to us coming, together and basically adopting each other. I think
It does
maybe
seem
it
to have
was
happened
fate.
naturally.
Yeah. Well, we shouldn't. We should talk like this more often. Because we're in a group now, we don't talk as much, and I miss our talks. So let's not wait so long until the next time we do.
All right, well, let's try not to die in between the talks either.
Well, we did, I did make that promise to your dad, so yeah.
Not for my father. For me. I don't want you dying.
Right. I appreciate that. So I feel the same way about you, obviously. I mean, but I just kind of feel like it's a promise I made. So even if I didn't make the promise, obviously I would be doing everything within my power to make sure nothing happened to you. So I think let's just agree that we won't do stupid things, and well, let's agree to try not to do stupid things that could cause something bad to happen. I know I get a little, what's it called? Gung-ho, or a little bit too aggressive in our fights, and I should hold back sometimes. It can get me into trouble, but I feel like, with Lily and Adeline, they're pretty fragile, and I don't want anything to happen to them. So I kind of get up there and say, "Hey, look at me, bad guy. I'm over here." Sometimes
Is that what you're saying when you're thrusting your fists that are on fire into their faces?
I mean, it gets their attention, right?
I mean, yes, it definitely gets the point across.
Sometimes, I'm pretty dexterous sometimes, and I can do these little, dodges and weaves, and they miss. Sometimes their fists are so big that it didn't matter how much I dodged and weaved, it hits me anyway. But yeah, I'll try to be more careful when I do that. But I mean, I still feel like I have to protect, Lost is obviously lost. He doesn't need any help. And you're pretty, I won't say you're fragile, but you're, sometimes you don't move out of the way fast enough. And I kind of get worried about that too.
Me not move the fastest.
I mean, you're fast, but like you don't move out of the way fast enough. Like you can run really fast. You're faster than me. I always thought I was fast growing up. I was the fastest one in my village, but you're faster than me, and that's, I think you should, just be careful when you're doing that.
As the Kaya ramble drifts off, Jarek and Lost, you guys are coming up to the table just as Kaya and Rhapsody would hear the tail end of Jarek saying to Lost, and so I said, that's no bugbear, that's my wife. As they take a seat at the table, followed by the ladies as well, one after the other. Adeline followed by Rose, as you sit at the breakfast table.
It's so nice to have a real meal with cutlery and they have waiters. No, sorry, that's just another patron. This is so exciting, though.
It is very nice.
So, what's the plan for today?
Well, we have to meet back over at the other place. I wrote it down.
Full tankard to meet David.
That one, and that person. Yes. And hopefully he'll have good news for us.
Yes. Hopefully we can do it hastily, too, so we don't have to spend another night, potentially. But, we'll see.
Well, even if we have to spend another night, we don't have to spend so much money. There are other places to stay in town. I would rather we not waste our money, sleep. It was nice to get a really good bath and all of that, but there are other places to stay.
It's true. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, I suppose.
But yeah, hopefully, well, I feel like even if we get that audience today, I don't know that we will, but even if we get the audience with them today, I wouldn't think that he could fix your book in one day. We might have to stay here another day or two. Either way.
Right. Yes, I suppose I still need to figure that out, how to bring that up organically. I kind of hinted at it, Labeth created, and he seemed intrigued just at the thought of, and something priceless was destroyed in the process. So maybe it's the same thing.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this last night, and I had forgotten. I think we should also probably let them know that, well, maybe not let them know the entire story of how Yinagu might be coming, but at least let them know that there's the whole thing with the, that whole herd of them coming and attacking settlements from the mountains, and that Horboldar might be on that list.
God, that really does complicate the narrative. That really didn't even enter my brain as something that we would bring up to them.
I think we should let them know.
I'm currently trying to keep it shut out.
Yeah,
I think we are too.
Well, I was thinking about it last night before I went to sleep, and I was like, we probably should let them know. I mean, I was saying that to myself, not. Sometimes I have conversations when no one else is around or listening. I have them with myself.
I think you're having one right now.
You're a quick one, Mr. Darcy.
Well, thank you, I suppose.
Well, you have a really quick wit. That's what I was saying. I mean, you understand what I mean, right? It's like when I say you're a quick one, it was like you were fast to come up with a joke or a punchline or. Never mind. I think you understood what I meant. Yeah.
Adeline, are you trying something new with your hair?
Oh, yes, Rose braided it last night. Isn't it pretty?
Oh, yes, certainly.
I didn't even notice that, but it does look nice. And Roz, you're always so quick to notice things like that. I need to be more observant.
Rhapsody. Make either a perception or an insight check. Dealer's choice. Just tell me which one it is.
Let's go with insight. Okay. 28.
Oh, damn!
Don't lie to Roz.
For insight?
He's in
For
trouble
insight.
now.
Yeah, so your pupils just become black holes. You see that Adeline's a little happier, like closer to how you knew her before. And 28, I've got to give it to you. You notice this slight pulsing teal light around her iris. Ever so slight. If you hadn't taken the time to look at her hair and kind of like take the whole thing in, you would have just missed it.
Yes, it does look very pretty. That must be it.
Thank you. I'm so glad we're getting on the way early, and we're going to get the book fixed. That's very exciting for me.
Are Adeline's eyes still blue? Like glowing?
What's your passive perception?
23.
I would say that you would see it as well. You would see, like, her eyes are blue at this point, but the little sort of, that dark line around the iris, that is actually teal and has a very, very slight glow to it.
Would I... Because I saw it the first time. Would I recognize that that's the same kind of thing happening there?
Give me an insight check. Just for whether you put it together in the moment.
25.
Reminds you a lot of it. Back then, though, it was super bright, and it was the whole iris was just like bright, like teeming with this like electricity. This is just a slight glow.
I will... I am gonna casually, without, like, literally trying to not let anyone notice, reach into the bag of holding at my side and see if I can grab the vial. Not take it out. Like, I'm literally just seeing if it's there.
You put your hand into the bag and you think about the vial, how it looks, and your hand grasps nothing.
I would try it a couple of more times, like, just out of, like... And then,
Yep. Take your hand back out, reach back in. Nothing but the cool interior of the bag of holding.
I'm gonna think about the big giant stone.
You dip back in thinking about the stone, and you feel it in there.
Okay. I am going to say nothing to no one. Right now.
So, everything to everyone.
No, yeah, I'm not gonna say it.
Yep.
Cold medicine head, sorry.
You know, the omelette bar was a good call, Kaya. So good. Wonder what kind of eggs these are.
You see these dwarves cracking these big eggs, like with scales all over them.
Kaya.
I'm kidding.
I think they're probably like ostrich eggs or chicken eggs. The big ones are the ostrich eggs.
Giant hyena eggs.
Everything's an egg.
But it's really good, and you know.
My world.
My world, hyenas lay eggs, damn it! It's a magic world of fantasy.
But yeah, you know, omelets are the, you know, there's, if you want to get a good start on the day and have, you know, a good amount of protein, you know, you can add, you know, meat and stuff to your omelet, and you get extra protein. The eggs are protein. It's like you'll be good to go for the day. Like even for like a late, you won't even have to eat lunch until later. That's, you know, but if you just get a pastry, you know, that's kind of, it gives you energy, but it doesn't last as long and it doesn't stay with you. So. So it's usually good to get like a balance of both.
Way ahead of you, son. As his plate's got like everything on it.
You know, I think breakfast is probably included with the meal. So, I mean, with the you know, the stay. So we should probably eat a lot. Yeah, and we should eat a lot.
Way ahead of you, and he reaches down, opens up a bag, and just. So good. Think I need another. And gets up and goes for.
Yep.
Grab me a Danish, please, or a Elvish, or what?
A pastry.
Yes.
Will do. As he's like stacking his plate up. And so, with your plans laid out for the rest of the morning, at least, that's where we're going to take our 10-minute break. And when we come back, we will head over to the full tankard for your meeting to see what has come about. So thank you so much for staying with us for part 1. Please stick around for part 2. We will be right back. And welcome back. Yeah, you good there? You good?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Welcome back. So, last we left off, you guys had reconvened together in the dining hall, getting together your plan for the day, and then heading out to travel to the full tankard inn to meet with David.
Yes.
As we walk over or travel over, I'm gonna motion to Roz. I assume you probably see me.
Okay. Yeah, Rhapsody's passive insight is pretty high, so if you kind of give him a look, I'm sure he would get it.
Body language.
Yeah, and so just as like a cute little, like, we're walking together, me and Roz and I'm going to, in a very quiet voice, and kind of pull him away to where we're not like with everyone else, so it's just me and Roz. In Infernal, I will say to you, I think we have a problem. the vial of dust is no longer in my bag.
I'll carry the infernal over. I thought I gave it to you last.
I had it. I even showed it to David. It's not there now. And on that note, did you notice something different about Adeline today?
You mean besides her hair?
Yes.
There's a little glow in her eye that wasn't there before.
Yes, and it reminds me of the last time I saw her use the dust.
Oh. Oh.
Yes.
What is... What should we do next?
My only concern is... Well, I have lots of concerns, actually, but my biggest concern is we now don't have the proof we need to get the help we need from the powerful people.
Yes, we were going to use this as evidence. But in the immediate case of Adeline, I don't think anyone's ever tried to use the dust. I mean, we kind of joked about it slightly, but not in the case of actually committing to it.
She did use it when we were at the bridge.
Oh, I was preoccupied with not falling off.
Right. Right.
Yes.
She used it. I saw her. And she was very powerful, and her eyes glowed blue, very bright blue.
So she's using it as a supplement in power since she can't use her book?
Yes? I'm not going... Look, Roz, you know how I am. Things happen for a reason. It's all fated. So if she needs this to regain her power, then I'm all for it. What I don't like is the fact that she felt the need to do it without permission. Like,
Yes.
hiding it.
Perhaps after I talk with Mr. Davik, we can just see if there's a potential reason as to why.
Yes. And hopefully, if he asks to see it again, there's something left for her to produce and show.
Well, if there's not, then we'll cross that when we get to it. But if there is, then hopefully she feels comfortable enough to produce it. Considering, aside from Lost Shard, there's nothing that we have that ties us back to that other cave that we were in.
Right, and honestly, I think if it can be avoided, we really shouldn't show them that we have the big giant one.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. Well, whatever happens, happens.
Yes, but at least we're better prepared mentally of what we're going into.
Yeah.
So
I'll
as
kind
that
of
comes
link
to-
my arm in his as we walk, like, just kind of mosey on down.
Oh, you'll get to feel your scarf that you and Lily got me. Oh.
Yeah, so as that conversation kind of comes to a close, you guys link arms and rejoin the group as you come upon the Full Tankard Inn, which is currently closed.
He did say to come in the morning, right?
I thought so.
He did.
I feel like Kaya's talking in a different direction and we can't hear.
We'll just knock on the door.
Catching in the wind.
Yeah, but I think you can knock on the door.
We knocked on the door.
Yeah. So you see, sort of midway down the door, a slider opens up, and you see a couple of eyes looking out. He says, "Oh, good, it's you." Closes it. You hear, and then the door is opened. Come in, come in, come in.
Okay, all right.
So as soon as like the last one of you kind of gets their foot through the door, it's boom, and then he starts latching all of these locks again, and then slides across a big wooden board that barriers the door.
What are you keeping out?
What's going on?
Oh, nothing. I'm never open this early, and I don't want to let people think that we are conducting business.
Are the happy hours that great?
It was lovely.
You haven't seen happy hour until you've seen a dwarven happy hour.
You know, I think that's probably true. I mean, that just makes sense. Although, yeah, I mean, we saw that one, but it's kind of relevant to the current topic. But, you know, we were sitting in a damn pool of water at a happy hour at a dwarven settlement, sort of. So, yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Yes.
I see. A pool, you know what? There are other matters at hand. I was able to contact my father.
Oh.
We can get an audience.
That's great news.
He kind of looks out the window to where the sun is. Says, not long from now.
Wonderful.
So we'll head there early, and that way we get there before their regular business continues.
So before lunch or after lunch or
Now.
or now or what?
Fairly close to now.
Oh,
We're heading there now.
Now adjacent?
Now adjacent.
Now adjacent is a good term for it, yes.
is that one of those new things
Great.
people say?
I think it is now, or now adjacent.
All right then. I'll have
Take
to
an
remember that.
inspiration point for that.
Hell
yeah.
Damn it, Spo.
You get one free reroll.
Yes. I'm gonna need it, I bet.
Yeah. So you have everything that you need to show my father and the council.
Yep.
Yeah, what do we do? We still have it, right?
Right. Get all of your information in order. Do not waste these people's time.
All right.
My
So
father is the one that's going to round up the council.
we should huddle up and make sure we. You know how sometimes I say things a little too much. I want y'all to. We should talk, and at least let me know what we're supposed to be talking about. like I was saying
That's why I
before.
proposed. Okay.
I was just saying. That's why I was saying before. We tell him about the hyena mob at some point, maybe. But that's not the first thing.
Hyena mob.
That's a lot of bad news at once.
Right.
Yes, you got to kind of. And it's not confirmed. It's just kind of like a vague. We'll get to it. Kaya, that's why I thought maybe let's try a different strategy. And I can speak to the experience, and to the group, considering, it also concerns a dear item of mine that was so sadly ruined in the process of all of this. Oh, Wine, you're terrible.
Yes. So, it always gets confusing when 1 million people are speaking at once. So we can delegate a spokesperson at this point, and that can be, and I'll shoot my eyes over at Roz really quickly, Adeline.
Ah, yes.
I tell you what we need is some kind of code. If you start rambling too much, I'll just do this. And he slaps you across the back of the head, like right under the curve of the skull. And that's your cue to button it.
That's a little, that's not a code. That's just abuse.
I could always cast silence on you if you'd like.
It's the same code I use with Montague and Bentsworth.
Really?
It's just a little love tap. I don't think it's...
Okay, well...
It's a code. I do something, and it means something to you.
Well, maybe,
That doesn't mean it to everyone else. It's our secret code.
Well, I would prefer you don't do that.
We'll have to see.
I'll be good.
You're going to be great. Yeah. We're all going to be great. This is going to go great.
Yes.
So do we have everything we need?
In the mindset of spokesperson, we can just say what we think should be said, and then Adeline will just convey it in the best order of operations.
Yes.
Well, should we?
Why are
if
we
she's going to be doing the, if she's going to be doing the talking, maybe you should give her the vial.
I gave the vial to Rose. Yesterday.
Rose, maybe you should give it.
I have it.
I've already given it to Adeline. She has it already.
Oh, well, y'all are way ahead of me then.
Yeah.
I have it.
I know.
Yes.
All right.
Aside from the vial, was there anything else that we would like to bring to the council?
Well, obviously, the book. We want... And Adeline knows that we want to give them the information about Owine and everything that happened there, and the book, and assistance on fixing it for the Institute.
Yes. If they can, which is very hopeful about. And then, I think if it comes up organically, we mention the whole Knoll situation, but otherwise, I think we can't overload them because then they're just going to respond to the last thing that we said, and we definitely don't want that to be the last thing. So maybe as we're leaving, after they fix the book, after everything, we're just like, oh, by the way,
we have encountered this thing, and it could potentially be dangerous, and warning.
Well, we know that there's a large band of gnolls that have all conglomerated together in the mountains, and they're planning on attacking settlements on this side of the mountain.
We know that. We know all that.
Yep.
Can't believe we've forgotten it for this long. I have, at least.
Well, I remembered it last night before I was, having a conversation with myself before I went to sleep.
Well, David, if you can give me a drink to go, I will not say shit.
I am also going to have a drink for the road because I was not privy to gnoll bands attacking.
I think
Well, there's no
one-
definite, like, for sure that they're gonna hit Horboldar, but I think that you're in a location that you should be prepared and at least know about it, because I think that would be terrible of us if we didn't let the people who are in charge know.
But perhaps we could phrase it a slightly different way, because we don't really have a lot of information, and the person that did tell us kind of split himself down the midst. So it's kind of...
What?
You weren't
I
there,
missed
Adeline.
so
You were back at the burning cart.
Ah, yes, I was trying to keep the cart from burning that whole time. I forgot, yes.
But you did a great job. It was a lot of fire.
It burnt up. I don't know if you can say. You're using great job very liberally right now.
I was just trying to be positive. If it was meant to still be our cart, it would still be our cart.
I think
Fate
well,
has
let's-
spoken.
we have information that kind of builds upon that particular incident. We would be doing them a disservice by just dropping it in their lap willy-nilly. Because if they start to question us about it, we don't know anything about the gnolls.
We really don't.
Oh, okay.
I vote we don't mention it.
I vote we don't lead with it. And maybe before we leave, we share.
Is there
I vote we
any...
don't mention it because they might prioritize that over.
I agree.
So we, and really.
Okay, well,
Dad,
look.
It's
Li-
nothing
listen.
to worry about.
Listen. I think it would be terrible. We would be terrible people if we didn't mention it, because not only did we know that they're doing that, but we were attacked by one of the roving bands just before we got into town.
Well, and we disbanded them easily. A
Did
whole
you see the
city's gonna be able to.
walls in this place? Did you see the
This is a
walls?
fortified city.
Those
Also-
are beyond compliant. They're extra compliant walls.
OSHA compliant.
Oh, shit. How about this, Kaya? I promise to make sure before we leave this city that they are warned properly about the gnolls.
Okay, well, that's a big promise to make if you don't know that after this meeting we might not see them again.
We're telling him right now.
I
He's
know
finding
he
out about
literally
it
is
right
the
now.
son of the Pagemaster, so I mean he knows.
Okay.
Davik, is there any place here in the city where we can kind of do a bit of research on some key terms and or names to possibly give a better idea? I mean, not right now, just
Really.
before we leave.
That to me seems like that's not a now adjacent thing.
No, good job.
I think now adjacent we have to leave and go there basically as soon as they're done with their road drinks.
So David is behind the bar and he grabs 2 glasses and one large sort of like crystal brandy decanter.
Yep.
He picks it up and takes the 2 glasses and puts them down on the counter, one in front of Lost and one in front of himself, and he hands shaking. You can hear the glass kind of as he takes the stopper out and pours one for Lost, and then looks at the glass and then just
I will go up to
What
him.
are you? Go ahead. Sorry.
I will go up to him and because this is the one that I had the moment with the eyes worked, right?
You did,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. I will go up to him and I will say, you don't need to be nervous. And as I do, I'm gonna touch the side of his face, and I'm gonna cast Calm Emotions.
And so you see like his shoulders kind of start to slump a little bit. And he...
It is a charisma save if you need to roll for it.
Yeah, no, he's gonna take that. And he says, I'm still gonna drink.
Yeah, that's fine.
Why are you nervous? I mean, you talked to these people before.
I'm not nervous. I just found out about a giant gnoll band that might be attacking my home city.
Right. That's what I was gonna say.
Allegedly. Yeah, maybe.
Right.
We hear these things
you know,
all the time.
and this is in all honesty, it seems like this is a pretty buttoned up kind of a place, and it doesn't seem like the ripest of targets.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, my father meeting.
Wait a second. I have his.
Who else is
ash.
attacking?
No, I have his ash in a vial somewhere on my person.
Oh, yes.
I think Rose and I both have
We
ash.
do.
Yes, you have the ash of his staff, I believe.
Yes. So
That's
we could give that to anyone who maybe needs that to
I think y'all should.
find their whereabouts.
What?
Magic users.
Or-
What is a bunch of ash going to do for any
Well, they
magic?
can analyze it. I mean, they're magic. I'm sure that someone is magic and can analyze it.
Maybe identify it at some point. And
I feel like if we weren't gonna tell the whole story, though, if you tell them how we got the ash, that's telling them the whole
yes,
story.
we're not leading with that. That's all I'm saying is that's not the reason we've gotten this all put together today.
You're right. Let's.
So we want to
It
focus
seems
like
on
we're
dedicated-
priorities.
This is about Owine.
We're dedicating
This
a
is
lot of time to this,
Yeah, let's
considering we're not
Alright.
really going to be
We're
talking
walking,
about
right?
small.
We're walking. Let's
No.
do this. We're walking.
Moving ahead. We're following David.
Righto, let's go. So, unlatches the door, leads you out, locks it behind him, and leads you towards the castle walls. Which
So as we're walking, Adeline's just gonna kind of slip her she doesn't want to do this in the middle of the council, and kind of begrudgingly take her letter opener and recut open the inseam of her vest, just so she can grab it. If needed.
Okay.
I look over, I go, you get that itch sometimes, right? You just gotta.
You know,
I feel
that
you,
like
I feel you.
under boob area is just really like
so
girls
you
know.
Just went to
come
NC-17.
along, come along to the castle walls, which are made of that similar like sandstone, huge like I would say bricks, but they're not. They're more like pyramid style, huge stones that are all fashioned together uniformly. In front of you is are two guards, one on either side of a large domed doorway, which has a portcullis behind it. And David approaches, and the guards kind of nod to him, sort of knowing who he is, and walks up and sort of whispers in one of their ears, and his eyes kind of go, oh, okay, and turns back in, and casts what? Well, yeah, Adeline, you probably recognize this as a message spell.
Mm.
And so he returns to his post both of them holding halberd style pole arms. And after a moment, you hear as these chains are being pulled, and the portcullis starts rising, only about 6 feet in the air. And he says, "Right, now," and starts leading you through the portcullis. Everyone hurries through into it, and the portcullis is lowered behind you into the ground, kicks up dust. Right, follow me. And he heads towards this this tower. This is the archives. We'll meet my father in here. We'll have a moment to spend with him, and then he will assemble the council.
What kind of books are here?
Pretty much all of the oldest archives that we have. Histories, deities. There's too many to verbally explain. You'll have to see it when we get there. And so leads you towards this quite wide tower, made again same sandstone, with small sort of window openings at the top. And as you look up, there is a corridor that joins a tower behind it, but high up, like one of those things called that unite hotels together and conference halls and things. What are they called?
Skywalks?
Breezeway?
Yes, like a skywalk. So you see that up there. There is a long climb up, winding stairs, all stone, and you look around and you're seeing all of these portraits hung up of previous Pagemasters. As you ascend the tower, cresting up to the top, you look out across this, walking through the doorway, you come out to a balcony with two sets of stairs that wind out and then meet on the ground, with this wonderful blue carpeted area that leads out. And as you look out, you see these shelves, but they're odd. The skywalk is the ceilings are maybe 20 feet up. And as you look out, there is a dome of glass panes that lead all the way to the opposite side, where it connects to a similar, it's mirrored. There are two other staircases at the opposite side. In the center of the skywalk, you can see from here, it looks like some kind of statue that's in the middle. But these bookcases that are sort of right next to each other, and they go up almost as high as the ceiling. They remind you of the stairs. They go around and up in spirals. So these spiral columns that are filled with books and scrolls and tomes. Adeline, that familiar smell, and same for Rose as well. Like when you've gone into the historical texts and things, that smell, that sort of musty air is there, but it's a good smell. It's a familiar smell. It's a homely smell. And so you are led down the stairs, where coming out from around one of the bookcases is another dwarf. He is in his elder years. white hair. He actually is bald with like a horseshoe, which is parted in the back and grown out and then braided into his beard. But he stands in front of you with these like very official looking robes, with almost like the oh gosh, another word I can't think of, like vicars wear them.
Stoles.
Yes, thank you. It's almost like a stole, but it is a scroll. Like it's got like text written on it, like dwarven runes and things, and so it's kind of like halfway between like a practical element and a dress element. But several of you would probably have the intelligence to figure out that that's the signifier of the Pagemaster. And so David goes over and says, "Oh, Father, this is who I was speaking of that needed the urgent meeting with the council for everything that they've endured up to now." And through these like big, bushy, like long eyebrows, you see these two little like sharp green eyes that he looks up, and he initially has this kind of mean exterior, but his face warms as he sees his son and then sees the company that he's holding and says, "Oh, well, what service can I be to you? My son here tells me that you have information that is valuable and also broken books that need fixing."
Oh, yes. Oh, we've been through such an ordeal, and we have information that we think it's important that the leadership here has. In regards to one of your own who's left, a Speaker Owain.
Owain?
Yes. I'm afraid he's up to, well, some misdeeds, to put it lightly.
Owain. I apologize. My name is Yolo Sigvard. I am the current sitting Pagemaster of Horboldar. And you are...
I'm Beaumont, from the Institute of the Arcane.
Right, where the book is from.
Yes, and very much needs your attention.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. And the rest of you?
I am Rhapsody of the Temple of the Flowing Sands. Far.
Really?
Yes.
I see. He grabs his stole out, like flips it over, and brings his hand out, and a quill drifts to his hand, and he immediately begins scrolling on the underside of his like Pagemaster stole. We'll have to I'll have to pick your brain about that one a little bit later.
Certainly.
My confirmation. Anyway, I'm so sorry. The rest of you, your names.
My name is Lily Blackwood. My name is Rose Blackwood.
Make a deception check.
Oh my gosh. White flag.
Rose.
My name is Rose Blackwood, and this is my sister Lily. We come from the Temple of Eastus.
My. It's quite the group.
Yes.
And yourselves, gentlemen.
Well, I mean, I'm Kaya. And I also was at the Temple of the Flowing Sands, but originally I'm from South Sola. Yep. But originally I grew up in South Sola, just, not too far from here.
Interesting. Well, and yourself, sir, the dark-looking one.
Lost the Wrath.
See,
that's all.
He's with us. With me and Lily.
Oh, also from the Temple of Eastus. Wonderful. Jarek chimes in, and I'm Jarek Darcy of Jarek Darcy's Enigmas and Oddities. He says, "Oh, that's wonderful, wonderful." So, to business.
Yes.
Let's start with Owain.
Yes. Well, he has a new settlement. Not sure if you've heard of it. Off the coast. Hunger's Edge.
Hunger's Edge. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hunger's Edge. It's well, they're having issues with the mines there. You see, they're quite dangerous, and they've dug quite deep.
Tell them what they're mining for.
Acquiring material that is very dangerous. I've seen it used at the Institute, but only very delicately, and he has so much of it.
You're speaking of Druidite.
I am. Yes.
I feared as much. You see, Owain used to sit on the council.
So we've heard.
He was disgraced for trying to forge alliances which would be harmful to Horboldar and its residents, for much of the same thing.
He forged them.
See? It's a code.
He has pulled allies from various places, it seems, and they are digging, and they are dying in the process. We were sent into the mines to eradicate the threat of basilisk, and we encountered creatures who've been imbued with the stone in strange ways and had taken on properties, mutated in a way. And Owain endeavored to bury us alive in there. He caved the entire mine down around us. It was only by swimming through an open we were able to open that. Well, sadly, that's when the precious book belonging to the Institute was absolutely ruined.
Do you have it with you?
The book?
The book, yes.
Yes, it's here.
May I?
Of course.
He takes the book and opens it and flips over the quill to the feathered edge and moves the pages with just the feather as to not put any oils from his fingers on the pages or to damage them further, knowing that it was water damage. As he flicks it over, these scripts, I don't recognize any of them.
Yes, it is under much scrutiny and is of great importance to the Institute. We think it could be connected to some lost civilization, perhaps. Not certain. But that's why it's so important it be restored.
Yes, I can see it must be very important to the Institute. He closes the book and hands it back to you. I can see what I can do for it, but there was someone from the Institute who came to me. Well, came to us, the council, with a wine. Older gentleman, thick accent.
Grigor.
And a strange mark on the back of one of his hands.
Yes, we know him.
He's always pushing for the mining, offering vast sums of money to us. I imagine quite a lot more to Owain himself.
I fear that these machinations might threaten the very Institute itself and much more of our world if they're able to continue to acquire this material. I don't trust what they're up to, and not just because they've made enemies of us particularly and tried to bury us alive. I mean, that certainly did dampen the relationship, literally, because we swam out anyway. But I have reason to believe that there's, threats are afoot within the Institute itself. Rifts. I don't say this lightly. But it's important. It's important that we keep allies where we can.
Indeed. This definitely needs to go before the council. I am so glad that you were able to bring this to me. And I'm so happy that you felt comfortable enough to give me this information. It's fairly dangerous information that you're giving me, so thank you very, very much.
Yes. I hope that our trust has been placed well.
Do you have proof of what he's doing in the mines?
Yes. We have a small sampling of the material.
Adeline, make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm gonna make eyes with Rhapsody, like.
I'm gonna use my inspiration reroll.
Yes.
Lily is giving her bardic inspiration.
You said this was a Constitution saving throw?
I did.
If I may.
17.
Okay, we'll let it go.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
17.
17.
You go to reach into your vest pocket, but the thought of giving this away, this power, you stop and you point towards the bag.
I believe Rose has it. The stone.
No, remember we discussed this already. You have the vial in your pocket.
That's what you said. And I'll step away from.
So I'll let you have that one. It was pretty short. What is all this bickering?
Oh, it's not bickering. She has it in her pocket. Did you forget?
Yes, it must have slipped my mind.
You said it on the way over here.
You wanted to see it now?
Please, if I could, before I assemble the council, I'd like to see the proof myself.
She'll try, thinking that maybe by using a barrier, she's going to try to use Mage Hand to take it. The reasoning thinking that comforts her in the sense that she's using magic, and that maybe that disconnect can help the situation.
As you go to grab it one more time, make another Constitution saving throw.
You know, I'm sure they're going to give it right back. He's just going to look at it.
8.
So what happens is this. You cast Mage Hand, and it's almost like it's glitching. It's there, but it's kind of like scatters a little bit, like a line kind of disappears through the middle of the hand, and it flexes, but then it keeps going. And you pull out the vial, and as it moves towards the Pagemaster, the spell drops, and the vial hits the ground, and the dust scatters everywhere.
I'm gonna quickly look to Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy, can you fix this?
Fix what?
I don't know. Fix the broken vial?
No, it's everywhere.
I'm sorry. It's slipped. But you see it. We have it. It's there. It's what you asked for.
Adeline, in this moment, this is crushing. Absolutely crushing. This was every opportunity to grab that power back that you felt has now scattered across the floor. With your last Constitution saving throw, you're going to drop to your knees and just start grabbing at it.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it, okay? I'll just fix it.
Adeline, dear, I think, perhaps...
I've got it. I can fix it. Just leave me to it. I've got this.
Mr. Pagemaster, sir.
Yes.
As you can see, it's a very, very powerful substance.
I know. He walks over to a small table with a couple of drawers in it. He looks deeply saddened. But with your passive insight, as you go to explain it and he just kind of nods, this isn't the first time he's seen it. He walks over and pulls one of the drawers, takes out a blue, like, velvet pouch. walks over to Adeline, who is currently in tears in the glass on her hands and knees, trying to scoop up enough that she can sort of push it back into her skin again, but she can't get enough of it off the ground as it's kind of scattered and blown apart. He reaches down, opens the pouch, and you would see the underside of his face just kind of sparkle, like a white shimmer light. And he leans down and says, Come here, dear.
I can't. I don't know what's happening.
He reaches into the pouch and pulls out this white dust that seems to refract light, and so you get these rainbow like effects coming through it. And as he takes it out and some of the powder kind of escapes into the air, the light coming in through the skylight hits it, and you get this beautiful refraction of diamond light. And he says, Dear, I'm gonna need you to hold really still, okay?
What are you doing?
This'll only hurt a moment.
I don't know.
And he thrusts like lightning fast this fistful of diamond dust as he slams it into your chest. You go skidding backwards 10 feet. Both, like all of your limbs just shot out in front of you. You are winded.
I was gonna say, as she gets thrust back, I'm going to go, move as quickly as I can. I'm not Roz. Move as quickly as I can to be behind her and let my wings expand.
So I think you would, with your insight, kind of see everything coming and instinctively move yourself to where you can slow her down, and your golden spectral wings behind you, ethereal, like semi-translucent wings, expand and are able to slow you both down and cushion her so that she doesn't crash against anything in that moment, kind of skidding down behind her. It's like being hit with both a physical wave and a magical one at the same time. The diamond dust thrust in explodes out over your body, coating you in this, like I said, this rainbow light refracted sparkle, which then seeps in to your skin. And for a moment, you blink, your eyes open, and they are like cut diamonds. And you blink again, and the breath rushes into your lungs.
Adeline, are you all right?
Oh, Rose, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I just lost nothing without it, and I don't know what happened. I took it. I took it from you, and I'm so sorry.
I know. It's fine.
Sir, you see, this book is everything. Losing it, I lost everything. You have to fix it for me, please. Sir, please.
Mm-hmm. The addiction is gone. But do not tempt fate. You cannot use Druidite the way that you have done.
All right.
And this book doesn't come from the Institute, does it?
Technically, it's from...
You don't have to tell me.
But
it is magical. And it's helped me to do good. I don't do bad things. This is the worst thing I've done, and I'm so sorry. I won't do it again. I won't do it again, please.
It's okay. It's okay. The power that Druidite can give an individual drives them to do terrible things. Break trusts. And that can lead to harming others. I have seen the proof. That is enough.
You see where we have to stop them?
Yes. Yes, I do. I feel like this is definitely the business of Horboldar to intervene. We have a couple of hours before I can unite the council. You are welcome to roam the archives while I see what I can do about this book now that all secrets are on the table.
There is also one more thing that I promised that we would tell you. We were not going to lead with this, however, now that everything else is out there, and you probably already know about this because it seems so small in the grand scheme of things, but there is a large group of gnolls that plan to attack the area or villages in the area and have done so already. Something about an Inagu or something. It seems dangerous. See,
They didn't say specific, they didn't say a specific city.
No.
They just said in general they're going to go attacking on the south side of the mountains.
So we thought it would probably be good for you to know that.
Just to prepare. And a day before we came into Horboldar, we did have a run-in with a small group.
Well, thank you for telling me. This is something that we are aware of.
Figured.
Oh, good.
Scouts
Yeah, I mean,
have noted, and David goes, "You knew! You knew!" He says, "Yes. Well, I don't trouble you with everything. We know lots of things that I don't tell you. We are fine. We are fine." But this other business with Owain and the mining and the Grigor and the Druidite, that is something that we should bring to the council. Now, let me see that book of yours again. He takes it. He walks over to the table where he took the diamond dust from. He closes the drawer and takes a seat behind it and starts to open up the pages again with the backside of the quill, and says, "You are free to roam these halls. Everything here is public knowledge, so you don't need to worry about finding secrets or books that shouldn't be there." And he looks towards Adeline. But I will need a moment to look over this to see what can be done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Adeline,
Yes, Kaya.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't protect you.
Kaya. I'm sorry. I've deceived all of you.
No, I should have. I don't know. I should have done something. I'm
Kaya,
sorry.
there's not... She'll cry. She'll hug him. She's like around his middle.
I'll walk up to Roz. That's not really how I thought this would go. But it went okay.
All things considered, yes. I just hope Adeline's all right.
I think she'll be okay.
Locke goes over and just puts an arm around Adeline's shoulder and goes, "You see, it is not stealing. It is procuring. And you had good intentions to use it in a good way. Right? And you were going to give it back. It's procuring. It's not stealing. Don't feel too bad."
Oh. Thank you.
Also, you're very good at that. So if this magic thing doesn't work out, I can definitely find you a job.
Let's hope it does. And Adeline's gonna wander around, but every like few minutes she's gonna come and kind of like, okay, and then like wander back and then wander. How's it going? Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anywhere in particular that you're wandering to, or there are all these spiral bookcases?
It's so tempting. I think it would take her a few times of not wanting to go very far until she's finally like, oh, okay, this is taking forever. And then I think she would like to try to see if there's information on the organization that is mentioned by the big old tentacle dude.
Cain.
Cain!
Q.
He mentioned... Thank you. No, he mentioned was it a brotherhood?
He was Cain of the Arcten Nautiloid.
What? Yeah, that.
Yeah, okay.
I love it. But yeah, see if there's any info on that anywhere.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah. Give me an investigation check.
1.
As you head over to one of the bookcases, you can see that there are different sort of like groups, like religious groups and brotherhoods and things like that. Like what that would make sense to you. There is at the base of the bookcase. There is there's a stone, but it has a metal ring around the outside of it, and it's recessed into the ground. The metal ring is very ornate, very beautiful craftsmanship has gone into it. It looks like verdigreed copper, like old copper. And there is, beneath the shelf as it goes up, there is a small ring slot that kind of coils up beneath the shelf as it follows up under the books. And David comes over, seeing you kind of looking at the shelves, and says, well, you just have to stand on it and then think about where you want to go on the book. I'll show you. And it makes a little bit of sound as it gets going, but the disc starts to turn around the stone, and as it does, like these like cogs that were like previously you weren't really paying attention to them, but they start to move, and it winds around the bookcase and travels up to a point.
Oh, that's so sick.
This
My
what are
goodness,
these?
I've never seen anything like this.
Well, a long time ago, we actually had a really good relationship with from far away. Do you know much about Agarian? The continent?
I know everything about it. Everything. And enough that, like, the DM wouldn't dispute it, so you could tell me something, and I bet I know it. Do I know anything about it?
The DM. You can make a like a history check, I guess.
Okay. Ooh. 24.
24. Okay. Yeah. So you would know, like, in the northern area of Agarian, which he was about to talk about, there is the New Dawn Empire, which was formed between the Kingdom of Brasswell and the Sprocket Citadel. The Sprocket Citadel, run by mainly gnomes, and Brassfell, which was run by humans. And he goes on to explain that they had a very good relationship with the Sprocket Citadel, and they are great at working with metals and tinkering, and then also adding magic to it. But they were closed off when they formed their alliance with the human kingdom of Brassfell, as they sort of started to angle their human will and want for progress, and that kind of, that great thing that we humans do where we wreck everything, formed this alliance with the Sprocket Citadel, where they basically closed themselves off to rapidly advance their technology.
Mm.
And so the gnomes actually crafted this for us within these halls. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely fascinating. That intersection of engineering and magic is definitely something I wish I could explore in a way. It's so interesting.
It's funny you should say, because like the metal actually looks really beautiful underneath this, and he kind of like starts scrubbing away at the verdigris, and this beautiful bright copper color comes out underneath it.
Oh, it is beautiful. Though the patina adds a nice effect as well. I like it. It means it has history.
That it does. Anyway, hold on. And he like looks down towards the ground, and it back to the ground. But you can use that on whichever you need to go to.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go see how Miss Rose is doing.
Oh yes, you should do that.
I don't know. Why do you say like it's like bright red? where he goes up and to see what Rose is doing. Is anyone else looking for anything or doing?
If nobody's paying attention, I actually try to find one of those doohickeys that take you to your books. Yep. I'll hop on and I'll try to think about repairing planar rifts and see where it takes me.
Okay. Make an investigation check for me.
Investigation. A 9. Oh man, it's gonna take me to the porn section. Watch.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
I can't really.
So, I mean, you're lost. You walk around the bookshelves and things. You've got such a good idea in your head, but looking at the amount of books and everything, the problem is it's the motivation to look through it all is not there right now. And so it's like, where would I start? I'm not going to.
I probably got on the one that the catalytic converter thieves got to first. So I'm gonna pop off and find David somewhere.
Yeah. You still need to find the bookshelf that is allocated, like the book would be on. And then once you're there, you can think about the section that you want to go to.
Got it. I'm like not in the right department.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. Okay. Libraries
you
are
like
tough.
when you go to like Ross and they've moved things around. And you're like, where is the men's section?
God, this library is just like the market. It's like
the entire thing is damn women's section everywhere. Where have they put it? Yeah, it's like that.
That's such a niche but universal experience.
Yeah.
Walking into a Ross that's been.
Sorry.
I think Roz is going to watch Davik sort of show Adeline around and see that she's getting like the hang of it, and look to Rose. I think she'll be fine. I'm going to go find Kaya before he gets caught up looking into... Actually, I don't know what he would look into if given the option.
Okay.
As I see Davik coming our way. Have fun, and then tiptoe off.
And he's like, goes back to being bright red again. I was just going to see if you were okay with your friend and the diamond punching and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm fine. Are you okay?
Yeah, your wings are pretty cool.
Oh, thanks.
Do you want to take a ride on a...
Sure.
On a shelf? Okay, yeah, I'll show... I'll show you how it works.
Okay.
And so leads you over and kind of does the same kind of show that he gave to Adeline about how it moves and things, and the gears start moving and the starts to twist up the spiral bookcase. He gets up to the top and he's like, oh, it just tells you, like pretty much does the same story. Give me an insight check, because you probably heard what he was saying.
16.
16, okay. You get the feeling that this was rehearsed a little bit ago. And so it tells you this story, but stumbles over most of the words about Brassfell and the Sprocket Citadel. And he said, and you know what's really cool is, the patina is nice and all, but I think the metal looks nice, and he kind of scrapes away, and you see the bright copper, and everything inside you just turns into a knot in your stomach as you see that reflective copper material. And he's talking, and it just kind of goes from, well, you know, like the metal's nice and it's got all this decoration and it's all like gnomish built, and as you are just focused in, and things start to get woozy. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Seven.
And you turn and look at Davi's face, and it's all spinning around his face in the center of your vision, and it starts to go black, and you fall back off of the platform. And that's where we're gonna end tonight.
Okay. I was just gonna say, if I see that, I'm running.
Bear it in mind for next time. Bear it in mind for next time. We've just left the platform, falling back. Woo!
Okay.
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming on this this little journey. We're going to pick up next week with the conclusion of the fainting and all of the threads that are coming together. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here, guys. We really appreciate you spending your Friday night with us. This is the correct way to start your Friday night off, so you're in the right place with the right people. Thank you to my beautiful cast of players. They're absolutely incredible to be in for, and I look forward to this every week. And so, yeah, makes it even better that our stories can be shared with you guys, and you enjoy them to the point where you come back every week. It's really means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to everyone else as well. So thank you so much. If you're new here, just go ahead and click the follow button. That'd be really cool. It doesn't cost a thing. Goes a long way for us, and you get a character rolled on the screen. Hey. But we're gonna find someone.
It's already going Magi.
Oh, we're gonna go to Magi. We're gonna go to Magi and hope that they're not ending their stream by the time we get there.
We're still going, so hopefully.
We have 7 more subs to get to our goal. So we will be on with Legends on Monday, right? Is that happening?
Sure.
We will likely, unless you hear from me, be on Monday with Legends of Shao-Gal, DM'd by our very own pretty DM, Diane DiCarlo. And then we'll be back here on Friday for Fables again. So I can't believe I've got to wait another week. But yes, this has been awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Make sure you stick around with the raid, and I'm actually gonna quickly drop in. We do have a Discord community, so you can jump in there and join in the fun and speak with us and talk about games. Okay, we're gonna go.
Bye.
Bye, guys.